Greetings! Welcome to our video. Today I'm going to discuss a product from Microsoft that is very helpful for organizations that have applications that are on-prem. For example, like an on-prem, like a Dynamics CRM or GP. And they also have the Office 365 subscription, and they're leveraging possibly the Dataverse. We're thinking Power Apps, Power BI, Power Automate. And they want to get the most out of both those products. And so Microsoft has this on-premise data gateway product, and we used it recently for a client in a project, and it's thought it'd be really good for the channel. So what I want to do, I'm going to try to make this brief if I can. I'm going to go over a quick technical overview from the Microsoft diagrams, things to kind of show the technology and what the pieces are and components. And then I have a really basic, simple business use case for it that I'm going to demonstrate, and with a Power App. So hopefully you'll get something out of the video. And if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. Thanks. Okay, so let's go through some of the basics. And this is a little high level, but it should give you an idea. So Microsoft On-Premise Data Gateway is going to be your search. You're going to have these options. This one is what is an on-premise data gateway. Should give you a basic rundown on the products. And so what it does is it's going to act as a bridge between your on-premise products and, in our case, the Dataverse. We're going to use Power Apps, but you can leverage the Power BI, Power Apps, see all the different things, Power Automate, Azure. And so the way the gateway works is you're actually going to download an actual software application. It's just a very small, lightweight application. I'm going to show it to you here in a little bit. And you have your on-premise data sources, SQL Server, and then the product does have to sit on either a server or desktop computer that is in the domain and that can access your SQL database. Then you'll input the user that's going to authenticate to the cloud services, and that will act as give you the login to the connector piece for the Dataverse in our case. And they've got two different options. You can use one I'm using is just the standard data gateway for multiple users. They do have a personal mode option, and so that is the overall premise of just the software. And so now we're going to move on. I'm going to show you what it looks like after it's installed. And you download it and you do a basic install. Just follow the instructions. It's fairly straightforward. Okay, so this is our Windows. We used a desktop in our particular demo here, but for our project, for our client, we had it on a server. Just follow the instructions. It's a download, wizard-based install. Once you're done, you're going to get all these checkboxes. This is after that there is a wizard-based process where you put in the user from the Office 365 subscriptions that's going to act as an authentication process to connect to the Dataverse. So now I'm going to show you our CRM environment really quick. So here's our CRM. This is the old school on-prem Dynamics CRM version 8.x, and this is just all running on a local domain. We'll do a quick about here. So this is on a local, this is a Windows Server 2016, and with a locally installed SQL Server. And we have made the connection so that you have to make sure that the SQL database that you're using, that user that we set up for the email authentication to the Dataverse has access properties, permissions, if you will, to the SQL database that is on this system that the CRM system is using. Okay, now that we've showed you the on-premise components, now we're going to go over and now in the Power App section, and we're going to show you the connections. So looking at the connections here, you can see how this is our CRM connection over to the on-prem environment from the Power Apps Dataverse. And so there's our connector name, there's our description. We're using CRM admin. This is a CRM environment that we're connecting to. I'm going to show you real quick here. So I've got these field service apps. I'm using a field service, people that are familiar with CRM. I use that because in our use case, we're going to use a field service representative. I'll give you more details on that later, but it's not field services as we're familiar with in the CRM world. So there's your connector. And so now let's go to, I'm going to get out of here. Okay, so just to give you we're in the Power App section, and I'm going to do a create. I'm going to show you how I created this app. I'm just going to show you the first couple of steps to give you an idea on what is involved. We're going to use SQL as our data source. Of course, it's across our on-premise gateway, but we're going to select SQL, and then we're going to select the connection, which is the one we've created with that connector. And in our case, we're going to use, this is going to find the tables, and we used account. This is going to create a pretty basic, I'm not going to click connect here, but basically you click connect here. It creates a basic app that is created as a Canvas app. And then I had to go in, I'm going to show you the app here in a little bit when we actually demo it. But just so you know, it's a low code app from our perspective. I went in, I made changes to the format and to some of the code on a very rudimentary basis, but it's a simple application. Obviously, if this was a production application, it would be a lot more complicated than the one that I'm going to show you. But that's basically the steps it takes, because it recognizes that SQL Server that is as a part of that on-premise CRM environment as a data source. So now I'm going to show you the basic app. Give you a quick premise here for our case study demo. We have a full-blown sales group that uses CRM for all their communication, customer relationship management, and the sales group all have full seat licenses. But let's say in our case we have a whole field, like a service team, that would benefit by having basic contact information. And so that's what we're going to do here, is push the data from on-prem out to a Power App, and then the guys in the field can use either a tablet, phone, connect some type of connected notebook computer, and get information as they make their day-to-day calls. So we're going to open up the app. And then you can see how it's really basic app, this particular one for the demo. We just have the basic name to scroll through so we can search. And then we have basic details that you'll see here when we do this. So let's say the first place I'm going to go, we're going to hit our engineering services groups in Fort Collins today. So I go there. A1 is my first stop. I could have done this before I left the office. Basic information that I need as a field service guy: name of the company, address, phone number. If I'm going to do something with a ticket, I might need the account number for finance, descriptions, and then the primary contact is the guy I need to talk to when I'm on site. Then the credit hold would be another thing that we might want to have for field people as well, to notify them of what that status is. So in our demo, what could happen is I go to the first appointment, get all my work done. Now I'm going to go back to my car, and now what I want to do is type in and search for the next. I type the next group, and so I'm going to do a search. There's a lot of Westerns, but the engineering one is the one I want. And so in this case, I can see that I have the address. I know how to get there. I have the phone number, account information, and then I look down at my primary contact. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get on the phone, call the salesperson, and see if he will then update and populate that primary contact information, so that when I arrive at the client site, I'll have that data. So let's assume that the field person contacts the salesperson in charge of that account, and so they get on their CRM, which we're looking at right now, and he goes into the particular account, and he knows he needs to update the primary contact so that the person knows who to coordinate with. So he goes in here and he looks for, we know it's going to be Trevor, and make that assignment. I'm going to click Save. So now we've made the changes in the on-premise CRM. So now I'm back in the field person's screen. They've gone and they've headed over to this other location. And so now he's going to go back in and go to this and see if we've got the person or not. Let's go back and see if it's going to refresh. Here. Trevor Altman is our key contact. We can now go to that particular organization and do our field related services, and we're all good. So you can see here how we have an on-premise data source but we have the application and Power Apps in the cloud, and we can make that all happen. And obviously, this is just a basic sample. There's a number of options, not only for the data sources, but then also how we build this out and deliver it over the cloud technologies. We can do reporting with Power BI. We can do Power Automate and get different workflows and processes, as well as just viewing. This is just basic information. So we do have a lot of options. I just wanted to basically show the flow of data from on-premise to cloud in this particular demo to illustrate the power of this basic little product that we can integrate these cloud and on-prem. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.